If you keep failing your K-pop audition video or are being ghosted by K-pop companies, this video is definitely for you. Now, from watching thousands of auditions over the past couple of years, and more specifically watching the 200K special video where you guys submitted your own audition tapes, I wanted to give some couple of feedback points and also common mistakes that I saw within these videos. Wait, but stop! Did you know that 70% of you guys aren't even subscribed to my channel? Okay, give me like 15 seconds to promote myself. My name's Irene. I create videos about K-pop auditions and also shorts videos consistently. So if you guys want to see quality content, do subscribe. Okay, let's begin with the very first mistake. I think this is the most common one out of all of the mistakes that I'll be talking about in this video, but that is including an introduction within your audition video. Now, when companies ask for your audition video, what they're looking for is about 45 seconds to maybe a minute and a half of your audition content. So that's going to be the category that you picked out. So whether that's vocals, dance, rap, that amount is perfectly good to go, and it should not begin with an introduction video unless specifically stated. Now, it is very, very rare that companies will ask for one video which includes an introduction and then your category video. If they do ask for an introduction, it's going to be a separate section where you attach your audition video and then attach your introduction video. It doesn't matter how short your introduction video is, whether you go just, "Hi, my name is Irene, I'll be performing this song in this category." Doesn't matter if it's that or a 1-minute long introduction, it should not be included in the front of your video. Really think about selling yourself, and I think the best way you can do that is to get straight to the point and showcase your talents and your potential. So make sure you get straight into the singing, straight into the rapping, straight into the dancing, and I think that's also one of the reasons why I always say that you need to pick out a really good section of the song for your audition, because if you start with the beginning of the song, sometimes it's just simply not the best section of the song to start out with because it starts out slow. It starts out with a talk singing section, and that just isn't enough to grab the judge's attention. The second mistake is actually a mistake that companies will explicitly tell you not to do, and that is to edit your videos. That goes for editing your photos as well. I think that's pretty obvious. You shouldn't be using Photoshop to edit your photos to make your face seem better or enhanced, put makeup on. I don't know what that might be for you, but obviously you shouldn't edit photos. I think everyone knows that. But to get more specific into video editing and what I commonly saw in these videos is firstly using motion detecting cameras or editing features in your dancing video. Sometimes I see videos where the dancing video follows your face, and so it kind of looks a little bit odd. I'm sure you've seen like those fan cams of like K-pop idols where their face is still but their body is moving because it's a motion detecting camera. It's cool for those kind of features, but not cool for an audition video because it is an edited video at the end of the day. And this part is actually a little bit unrelated to that, but I also see edited videos where people will put music on top of their dance videos because, you know, I don't know, there's foot squeaking on the floor wasn't really nice to hear, so they added music on top of the video, which is totally fine. But when you are doing that, make sure it lines up with your dancing. I see a lot of people where the audio does not line up with the video, and frankly it's just not nice to see. It seems like you're just off time for the entire video, and the judges won't excuse that. Now for vocals, it's not really editing your video but more so editing your voice, and that is using a microphone. I don't care if it's a huge microphone or like a tiny one where you just like hold it like that. Does not matter. You should not be using a microphone for your audition. They want to hear your pure voice, unedited, unamplified, whatever that may be. Wait, can you guys also hear the music in the back, or is it just me? Number 3, the next mistake I've seen a lot that companies will also explicitly tell you is singing or rapping with the instrumentals in the back. Now, there are a lot of exceptions for this. If the company tells you it is okay to sing or rap with the background, I think one of that was actually the latest Hype Jeffin audition for their global girl group, if I'm not mistaken. They tell you to sing and rap with the instrumentals, but I would say that's a pretty rare situation. A little less rare for rap. There's a lot of companies that'll tell you to rap without instrumentals, or sorry, with instrumentals, but if they do not state any like either options, then I would say keep it safe and don't include instrumentals. Now, let's say the company does tell you to rap and sing with the instrumentals in the background, then make sure it does not overpower your voice, because you yourself should be the main character. If it's like an actual song where, like, let's say the instrumentals and the vocals are at the same level, that's totally fine, but obviously this is an audition and the main focus of the audition should be your talent and your potential, so make sure they can hear your voice very well and it isn't obstructed by the instrumentals. Number 4 is bad audio quality and then also video quality. And I know this is easier said than done and also kind of obvious, but I do see this quite often. And I mean, the judges are human. That's kind of what I want to say, and they can't help but be biased if they see a high quality video versus a low quality video. It just like puts them in a better mood if it's a high quality video, obviously, because they can see your audition clip well and they can see it for what it is exactly. They aren't trying to like squint while looking at it or trying to guess what your actual move might be by the bad quality video. The same thing goes for audio quality. If there is a huge sound in the background, like I've heard TV sounds in the background while someone is singing, I've heard people talking in the background, just like general white noises, it's just not pleasant to hear. And something that's actually very specific to dancing is when your video is too far from the screen, and so that kind of leads to bad video quality. If you're too far away from the screen and they can't see your face, that definitely is not a good thing, because seeing your face does translate to stage presence, evaluating your facial expressions, and all of the above. So make sure you can see your face while dancing and your camera is set up in the perfect middle ground where they can see the entirety of your body, so from head to toe, but also they can still see your face. Number 5 is kind of like a big umbrella term that I said, and it's called being lazy in your audition video. Now, in terms of vocals, what I've seen in that laziness sense, you could say, is when people hold their phone and then sing like this. They just hold their phone and then sing to the camera. It's a little bit unprofessional for an audition setting, in my opinion, so make sure you just set up the camera, the phone, literally just like place it on your desk, you know, put a water bottle behind it so that it can balance, and then just put it down on the desk and record yourself. You don't need to have a super fancy camera set up by any means, but just make sure you aren't holding it and the camera shaky. I've seen people film their audition videos in bed, and this is actually a funny backstory. You guys know I used to work at this entertainment company before where we were evaluating auditions. It was me and then like my boss evaluating these videos. We saw a really talented and also really like pretty person that was applying. We were like, wait, she's kind of perfect, but she also filmed her audition video handheld on her bed, and we were both like, oh, that's a little odd. I was like, yeah, let's just take her. Like, I think she has a lot of potential and her talent is undeniably good. Like, we both agree on that. But then my boss goes, no, I don't like the unprofessionalism that she showcased in her audition clip, so she wasn't accepted, wasn't emailed back. So small things like that do add up, and you have to remember the judges are human at the end of the day, so they're going to be biased by small things like this that showcase your unprofessionalism, showcasing that you're not really ready for an audition, not taking this seriously, so keep that in mind. Now, still on the lazy side of auditions, I want to switch the conversation to dancing. Now, this one I actually see a lot in my K-pop audition course, where a lot of people send me videos for their dancing just to see what it looks like, and they send me videos where they filmed it in like a dance studio. It's a dark dance studio most of the time, right? And they're dancing with other people. You can see other people in the background next to them, stuff like that. And those kind of videos are sometimes submitted to auditions, I've seen. It's not a good idea to do that because it seems like you just kind of had a random video in your camera roll and then submitted that for your audition. What you want to do is film a separate video that really showcases only you, obviously, isn't distracted by other people on camera, and make sure that you film that separately outside of your dance classes or studio classes. The same thing goes for videos that were recorded from a stage where you were performing. Obviously, that's really cool that you were able to get the opportunity to perform, but those kind of videos aren't really suitable for auditions. So that kind of wraps up the being lazy in your audition conversation. And now let's move on to the very last mistake that I've seen that I personally think is kind of funny, and that is including the TikTok logo or your YouTube Shorts logo on the video. A lot of people nowadays will post their audition videos or post a singing video, dancing video on their social media platforms. When you download that video, it gives you the watermark of the platform, whether that be TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, whatever, and it's just not professional. It's kind of like what I've been repeating in the past, but you want to record a video for an audition in itself, and it doesn't seem like you just had a random TikTok video that you posted lying in your camera roll and you're like, yes, this is the opportunity. Just take it seriously. It's not really hard to do that, and the judges will be able to tell if you actually want to pursue this or not. Even if you're talented, these things can bias the judge. So that concludes all 6 mistakes that I've seen in audition videos, like actual audition, real audition videos. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.